as we're getting ready to wrap up at least this segment here, the spread for this game, and I don't like it personally. I don't because Ohio State's favored by 7.5 points at home at the Horseshoe. I don't like that. I wish it was closer because I don't like being a favorite against Michigan. I don't, especially after last year. Ohio State is at home for this game. I think, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, it's going to come down to the trenches. It always does with Ohio State versus Michigan because Michigan wants to run the ball. They want to run it and they want to create the pass off the play action. It's a pro style offense. It's what Jim Harbaugh runs, and it works. When it's effective, it works. You need a quarterback that can run that, and I think McCarthy can. Again, he struggles at some points. But would you say it's going to come down to whoever can control the line of scrimmage? Because to me, especially in offense, that's where Ohio State struggled this year, is controlling the line of scrimmage, running the ball.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I mean, you know what Michigan wants to do. They want to run it. Everybody knows what they want to do, including the defense. And it is, like you guys said, it's going to be even though there's been so many injuries, it'll still come down to running the ball. It doesn't matter what running backs are out on both sides. It's the big guys up front will get the push, and I believe someone could probably fact check me on this. Like the last 18 games between Ohio State and Michigan, the team that rushed for the most yards ended up winning the game. It's some outrageous stat like that. And even if Ohio State gets their passing game going, I do believe they'll have to run the ball a little bit to win.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. And I think JD made a point earlier in the year, and I'm starting to agree with it. The Ohio State offense is set up with the pass and then going to the run. But what they want to do is Ryan Day also wants to run the football, and you have a lot of talented running backs. The thing Ohio State struggled with, and I still believe this, and people have tried to tell me how wrong I am, and I'm a couch coach and whatever. Ryan Day struggles as a play caller when it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. He likes to run. Now, I will say it's starting to improve in recent weeks, which is very encouraging. It's very vanilla on offense. Ohio State's run game is very vanilla. They don't get very creative in the ways that they're scheming in order to run the football. And I think a team against Michigan that'll hurt. Now, that said, an advantage for Ohio State, there is no Aiden Hutchinson, and there is no David Ajabo, who gave Ohio State fits last year. If CJ Stroud has time to throw, Dustin, do you think your corners – this is a serious question because I haven't watched Michigan enough to know really how great your corners are. Can your corners match up one-on-one with Emeka Buka, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Julian Fleming?
No, definitely not. There's not a team in the country that can match up one-on-one with all three of your guys' receivers, including Stover at tight end. I mean, you guys have very great athletes at those positions. No, I don't think there's any team outside of maybe Georgia, maybe. And now Michigan's key to stopping that isn't to do that. Yeah, obviously it's to get pressure on the quarterback. And now, like you said, we don't have Aiden Hutchinson, David Ajabu like last year. But Mike Morris has been good. Oki has been good. The transfer, and I gotta say, shout out to Brandon Graham, freshman defensive line. That man made so many key plays last game. I mean, I was rewatching that game today, and I think there was 3 plays, one of them on 4th down, one of them on 3rd down, where he popped up, swung the guard over to the left, and tackled the running back. I mean, it looked easy, and that man is a freshman. Our defensive line play is going to have to be stellar against you guys, because we don't have that pass rush that we did last year, but I mean, we're going to have to hit CJ Stroud hard and early for him to get out of his rhythm, be uncomfortable back in that pocket. And whether that's keying some blitzes early or just getting pressure with our 4-man front, I'm not as confident with that. I think we're going to have to blitz to get to you guys. I don't think we'll be able to get pressure as much with the four man like we did last year.
Mm-hmm. And the one thing that CJ Stroud struggles with, and I've said it all year, it's what's going to hurt him as an NFL prospect. It's something that can be improved, just takes time. He is not a guy. Now, I will say they've ran him a little bit more, especially that Northwestern game, because I think they had to. CJ Stroud is not, if things break down, he is not normally the best quarterback at improvising and making a play. He is not Bryce Young. Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, the difference is Bryce Young can create his own. CJ Stroud cannot. CJ Stroud needs to be on schedule. He needs things scripted to be very successful. And that's why I don't personally think he'll be the number one pick in the draft. I thought earlier, but as I've watched him this year, I just don't see. I think Bryce Young's going to get it based off where the NFL is trending. But that's where you guys can make CJ Stroud uncomfortable. If you can get pressure on him, if you can get him off his game a little bit, he's going to get flustered. I can tell you he is, and it's understandable why he targets him as much. He really looks for Marvin Harrison Jr. If you can limit Marvin Harrison Jr., it's going to force him to go to Ibuka. Oh no, that sounds awful. But what I'm saying, his most comfortable target is Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the sleeper in this game is the hometown Lexington kid, Cade Stover. I really do. I think Ohio State having a tight end in this game changes everything because you now have four guys, and we're not even talking the running back, four guys in the passing game that can beat you. Last year, they did not feature Jeremy Ruckert. They feature Cade Stover this year, and I think it can cause problems for Michigan. That said, the spread is 7.5. First, is that spread covered? Is that spread covered? Also, your prediction for Saturday, and then we're going to get into our college football picks for this week, playoff picks.
I think the spread is covered. I think that's a good spread though. I do. Okay. Ohio State's at home. I think if Ohio State does win, I think they'll win probably by a touchdown or more. But I do think the spread is covered. I haven't actually put points to on the field for Saturday. I haven't thought about that much. Mm-hmm. I would say probably if Michigan is to pull this one out, and obviously I'm hoping for it, but I'd say it would be very close to the score last year. I'm thinking, 40 to 30. It'd be around there. Obviously that's a weird score, but
no, I mean it's possible. I mean, and do you have Michigan winning this game? 40-30?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely have Michigan winning this game, yes.
Okay. All right. I do think Ohio State is going to cover this spread. At some point, I think this game is going to be close, and I just see the Buckeyes are a better second half team than they are first half. It's been that way all year. It pisses me off. I don't like it. One thing Ohio State does, they play down to their competition, but also they play up to their competition. This is the game they've been waiting for. Ryan Day said the gloves are off. This is it. Like, everything's on the table this game because not only this game determines potentially the Big Ten champion and who represents the Big Ten in the college football playoff, which we will get to, and that's going to be a great conversation. Ryan Day is coaching for his job. Ryan Day cannot go 2 years in a row without beating Michigan, winning the Big Ten title, and being in a college football playoff. If that's the case, he will go into next year on the hot seat. I'm calling it right now. He said Ohio State, you come here and it's championship or bust. You got to put your money where your mouth is. So I think Ohio State is going to cover. I think some points are going to be scored in this game. I'm with you as far as like point total a little bit. I'm going to go with Ohio State 38, Michigan 27, 38-27. I don't see the one thing about Michigan. If Blake Corum is out of this game, I don't see how Michigan can consistently put up points. That's just my personal opinion. Because I don't think McCarthy can get into a shootout with CJ Stroud. I don't. Michigan does not have the weapons that Ohio State does on offense. But again, it's going to be a great game. I can't wait for it. I know you're excited too. But